In this video, we're going over how to use the Pixel 6a for beginners. Welcome back to another video. I'm your tech guide, Wayne. And in the video today, I'm going to walk you through how to use the Pixel 6a for beginners. This will be a full beginner's guide, and here is a rundown of what I'll be covering in the video. We're going to start with a walkthrough of how to navigate the phone and all the buttons. Next, we'll go over some tweaks to make to the phone to make it a bit easier to use. After that, we'll go over using the notification panel, how notifications will come through, and some shortcuts to important settings you'll need to know about. Next, we'll go over how to make calls and answer calls. Then we'll download applications, show you how to control the volume, how to put your phone on Vibrate. Then we'll move into how to make the font size a bit larger. Then we'll go over how to send text messages, how to sign to your email, and we'll end with how to take pictures and where you'll find them after you take them. So that is a walkthrough of what we'll be covering in the video. The video will also be broken up into chapters, and if you go to the description section, you can see the different chapters and the time markers in case you want to jump to a specific section. So let's get started in learning about the Pixel 6a. So starting with our walkthrough of the phone, on the left side of the phone, you won't find any buttons. You'll just find the SIM card tray, which the SIM card is what basically allows your phone to connect to the network. So that is on this side. On the right side of the phone, you will find your power button at the top, and then a volume up and volume down button. At the top of the phone, there's nothing up here. And at the bottom, you will find your Type-C connector for charging. So if you ever needed to purchase a new charger for your phone, you would need to look for a Type-C charging type. Okay, so that's the outside. On the back, obviously you'll find your cameras, no buttons there. And if you want to get into the phone, you'll simply just press the power button and it will take you to this screen. Now this is called the lock screen, and on your lock screen you'll get different notifications of different things happening on your phone. Could be an email, could be a text message. You can always tap on one of the pop-ups on the front screen here, and then you can swipe on the screen to get right to that specific notification to see what it is. You'll also have this little lock at the bottom of the screen here. And if I take my finger and just put it right on the lock here and just, well, usually you can just swipe up, or you can just tap the lock here and that will take you into the phone. I did that fast. I'm gonna do it one more time. Put your finger on the lock and just swipe up, or just keep your finger on the button. Now this phone does also have a fingerprint reader built into the phone, and that's something that can be activated through the settings menu. I will cover that in a later video, so look out for another video called Pixel 6a how to set up, and I will walk you through how to set up the fingerprint sensor in that video. Now before I get started walking you through the home screen, I want to show you one tweak to make on the phone that will make it easier to use this screen. So we're going to swipe down from the top of the screen. Take your finger, put it at the top of the phone, and just drag it down the top of the screen, just like that. This will take you to your notification panel, which we'll be covering later. Swipe down again, and you're going to tap on the settings wheel in the right side here. And we're going to swipe up, and we're going to go to all the way, keep swiping until you get to the bottom where it says System. Here we're going to go to Gestures, and then we're going to go to System Navigation, and we want to change this from gesture navigation to 3-button navigation. And you'll notice after you select that, 3 buttons are going to pop up at the bottom of the screen. Now this is going to make it so much easier for you to use the phone, because guess what? Now I can just simply tap the home button, and it takes me right to the home screen. If you notice, before there was just a little dash at the bottom of the screen. The phone comes in what is called gesture mode, which is a more advanced way to use the phone, but for a beginner, it is not the easiest thing to learn. So I recommend putting the phone in this setting that has the buttons, because you'll find it easier to navigate the phone. Okay, so let's talk about these three buttons that you'll be using primarily to navigate the entire phone. Starting with the home button, like I said earlier, if I'm in, for example, the phone app, and I tap on this little button here, the home button, it'll take me back to the home screen. No matter what you're doing, this button is always going to take you back to the home screen. So that's really all it does, back to home base. Now on the left side here, we have what is called the back button. This will always take you back one step. Let me show you an example of how that works. I'm going to swipe down from the top of the screen. I'm going to swipe down again and tap on the settings wheel. Now, we previously went to this settings section, and I went to system and I went to navigation. Now, if I want to go back one step, I can simply tap this back button here, and it'll take me back one step or one page. And if I tap it again, it takes me back again one page. So that's all this button does. It just takes you back one step. And if there's no other steps for it to take you back, if you hit it again, it just takes you out of this app and it takes you back to the home screen, just like that. So this is just an easy way to navigate back one step. Now the button on the right here, this is your recent apps button. So I'll be using the term app a lot in the video. App is short for applications. Think of it like a computer. Computers use programs, phones use apps or applications. So if you hear apps, think of programs for computers. Okay, so whenever I open one of these little icons that are basically applications or apps for short, in fact, I just opened the settings application and we made some tweaks to the phone. Watch this. If I hit my recent apps button, you'll find this is the settings menu. I can go right back to the settings menu and continue to make adjustments just from tapping this button here. So this will always show me what is running on the phone and allow me to just go right back to whatever I was using previously, okay? One more important thing to show. So if I were to go to the phone application, for example, and then I were to tap the home button, just because I went home doesn't mean I've closed the phone app. So if I want to close that, I have to hit recent apps and I have to swipe up. That's what actually will close the program. If I do this, guess what? I've just closed the settings. It's no longer running in the background of the phone. So those are the three main buttons you would use to navigate the phone. Now in this next section, we're going to go over what is called the notification panel. Now this is where all your text messages, emails, messages from your apps, they're all going to come through in this section called the notification panel. And I showed it to you earlier. Now let me show you again. We start at the top of the screen and we swipe down. Now you don't actually have to start at the top of the screen. I can start in the middle of the screen as well and just swipe down, and it will also bring up that notification panel. So it's up to you if you want to go from the top or from the middle of the screen, but you can do it from here as well. So here we can see different notifications that are coming through the phone. For example, if you have a missed call, it'll show up in this section. If you have a text message or an email, it'll all show up in this section. And if you want to read that message or that notification, you simply tap on it and it'll take you to whatever that message is and allow you to read it and respond to it. Now, in this section, you'll find a few other important things that you'll need to know about. So at the top of the screen here, you have what are called notification switches. Now, these switches control different settings and functions on your phone. For example, you'll notice there's a flashlight at the top of the screen here. If I tap on this, guess what? I've just turned on the flashlight, and this comes in handy if you ever come in the house and your light switch is not by the front door. You can simply turn your phone on, hit the flashlight, and now your phone acts as a flashlight for you. Now, there are more options than these four. If I swipe down just like this, it will bring up more menu options. So for example, I have a brightness bar at the top here that I can use to make the screen brighter or darker. I also have my shortcut to Bluetooth. I have my airplane mode, my alarm, my auto rotate. I can then swipe to the left. I have a battery saver mode, screen recording, and a few other options that will show up in this section. So these are all just, again, shortcuts to different settings on the phone. Things that people use the most. So Google said, hey, let's make shortcuts so people can get to them easier. Okay, so one thing I want to show while we're in this section is, hey, I want to connect to Wi-Fi. A lot of you may have a Wi-Fi network at home and you want to connect. Well, on this phone, what you'll need to do is find the section that says Internet, which is right here. I'm going to tap on that, and you'll notice my Wi-Fi is turned on right here, but I'm not connected to any network. So once I go to Internet, it's going to show me a list of all the Wi-Fi networks that are available. If you don't see a list, you might not have this turned on. So make sure this Wi-Fi switch is turned on so you can see all the different Wi-Fi networks that are available. And I'm going to connect to the network that's called the Meatloaf 2.4. And that's a little old reference to the movie Wedding Crashers. If you've seen it, they talk about the meatloaf. So if you know that reference, hit that like button because that's an amazing movie. So I selected that network, and now it's asking me to enter the password for that network. So let's enter that now, and that's going to allow me to connect to that Wi-Fi network. My code is in. I'm going to hit connect. Give it a few seconds, and then you'll see connected. And now I am connected to Wi-Fi. So that's how you connect to Wi-Fi on your phone. And this is the notification panel section. And that's really all you need to know about it right now. In the next section, we're going to go over how to make phone calls and how to answer the phone as well. So let's start with how to answer the phone. If someone were to call you, this is what it's going to look like and what you need to do to answer the phone. I'm going to initiate a call. You'll see a pop-up at the top of the screen right here. Now you're going to tap the red button if you don't want to answer it, or you'll tap the green button to answer it. Let's answer it by tapping the green button. So we've answered the phone, we're connected, and I can tap this button here to put the call on speaker, or I can hit this red button here to end the call. That's it. Now, understand one important thing. It's going to look different depending on if you're using the phone or if you're not using the phone and someone calls you. So now I want to show you what it's going to look like if someone were to call you but the phone is not on, because you'll answer the phone a little differently if you're not using the phone in the moment the call comes through. So you'll see another pop-up. Here we go. So you need to put your finger on the call button and swipe up to answer like this. If you don't want to answer, you want to decline, you put your finger on the button and you drag down like this. So because I dragged down, guess what? It declined the call. So if I try it one more time, I'm going to show you how to answer it. So again, put your finger on the button and drag up, and that is going to answer the call, and now we're connected. All right. So those are the things you'll need to look out for when a call is coming through, and that's how easy it is to answer the phone. Now, if you want to make a call, you'll be tapping on this blue button in the bottom left corner. This is your phone app. Remember, app is short for application. Tap there. And then we'll tap on this icon right here. This is your dialer. This is what allows you to then enter a phone number, and then we'll enter a phone number, and then tap the green button to start the call. And if you'd like to put the call on speaker, tap on the speaker button right here. And when you're all done and you'd like to hang up the call, you can always hit the red button here to end the call. And that's it. So that's how you make a call. Now, one thing you'll want to do is you'll want to begin saving your important phone numbers to the phone, because it'll make it easier for you to make calls in the future. You won't always have to type in the number. So for example, I'm in the menu here, the first option you'll see is favorites. So if you want to save a phone number to the contacts so you can call it as a favorite, just simply tap on add a favorite. Now there's no contacts in the phone, so actually the first thing we'll have to do is first save a phone number to the phone, and then we can add it to favorites after. So tap on contacts and then tap create a contact. You'll tap in the box that says first name, and then I can put, Joe, last name Williams, just making up a contact for the video here. And then tap in the box that says phone. Here we can add a phone number. And then you can add more phone numbers if you like, or an email address. You can also tap more fields if you want to enter more information about the person. And when you're finished, tap on save, and that will save that number as a contact in your phone. And now if we go back over to the favorites tab, I can tap add a favorite, and then tap on my new contact here. And now I have a favorite saved in the phone. And when I come out of it and go back to the phone app, if I go to favorites, I can simply tap on this name here and it will automatically call that person. So that'll make it a little easier for you to call important people by simply saving them as a contact and then moving them as a favorite in the favorites menu. All right, so that's calls, answering, receiving, and saving contacts and making them favorites. In this next section, we'll be going over how to download an app on your phone. And before we download an app, let me take you to the section where you'll find all of the applications on your phone. So we're on the home screen right now. I'm going to swipe up, just swipe up like that. And this is where you'll find all of the different applications that come pre-installed on the phone. So this is what you already have on the phone just for turning it on the first time. And if you'd like to download more, you need to find this icon, which is called the Play Store. The Play Store is where you download applications, games, movies, music, audiobooks, all that is going to be found in the Play Store. So we'll tap on this icon, and the first thing you'll need to do is sign into a Google account in order to be able to download applications. You cannot download anything on the phone if you don't have a Google account signed in on the phone. So let's type in sign in. All right, so I signed into my Gmail account, and I'm just finishing the last few prompts, hitting accept, and here we are. We are now at the Play Store, and again, this is where you'll be downloading applications, games, books. If you come to the bottom here, this is where you'll see kind of the breakdown. So games, apps, offers, and then books right there. So those are the different things you'll be able to download through this section here. So let's talk about how to download an app. Okay, again, remember, app is short for applications. Programs are used on computers, phones use applications, apps for short. Okay, so let's look for, let's start with a game. Let's say you want to download a solitaire game. You're gonna tap in the top section here where it says search for apps and games, and that will bring up your keyboard. And then I can either type in the name of the game, so solitaire. And as you start typing, it'll begin to recommend different things. So here I can just tap here, solitaire. And now it's going to do a search and show me some of the solitaire games that are available. Now another cool way to search really easily is simply by tapping on the microphone at in the upper right corner right here. When you tap that microphone, you can simply say the name of the app or the game that you're looking for, and then that will search based on what you say. So for example, Uber. This is also great when you don't know how to spell the app that you're trying to download, but you know what it's called. You can just, again, tap the microphone, say it, it'll search, and then let's say I want to download this Uber app here. I'm going to tap on the green button to the right, and that's going to install that app on the phone. And usually it'll take a few minutes to install it. I do have to fill out some more information here. I'm going to hit continue. And sometimes it will make you link a credit card to your account because all the apps are not free. I don't want to link a credit card right now, so I'm just going to hit skip. And then it's going to continue downloading the app. Now, while that downloads, I want to show you an example of an app that's not free so you can be aware of this and not pay for anything that you don't mean to pay for. So let's just go back. I'm going to use that back arrow, right? We're going to go back one step. I'm going to go to the game section, and if I go to top charts, I can just find a game that is a paid game. So for example, this Monopoly game, if I tap on this here, you'll notice the green button has a price. It doesn't say install. So that's how I know this is not a free game. It is a paid game, and I will have to have it bill my credit card for that amount. So just be aware of that. If you ever see this green box have a price instead of just the word install, it means that it's not a free app or game. Okay, so we just downloaded the Uber app. I'm going to hit my home button to go back to the main screen. And now that I'm on my home screen, if I swipe up, this is where you'll find all the apps on the phone, and there is my Uber app right there. I can now tap on it, and it'll ask me some questions about my location or whatever, but I can begin to use the app just that easy. So that is the process to download an app in a nutshell. Again, looking for that Play Store button right there, go in, search, and install. That's it. That's the process to download an app. We're going to move on now to the next section, which is going to be controlling your sound. So how to put your phone on vibrate, how to turn the sound off, and how to control the volume as well. So on the right side of the phone, again, we have our volume up and our volume down button. Now I can tap either volume up or down to bring up the menu. Oh, okay. Volume up, here's my menu. And this menu goes away very fast, so just know when I press the button, I'll be explaining, but it's gonna go away. So to bring it back, again, you just tap volume up or volume down. That'll bring up the menu. You're gonna tap this little bell to put the phone on vibrate. So watch this. It's on, the sound is on right now. If I tap it once, I can go to the bell with the slash. The bell with the slash is vibrate, and then if I tap, okay. Okay, these are your three options. The top is vibrate. If I hit it again, the bell with the slash turns the sound off completely, so your phone won't vibrate, won't make any noise if someone's calling you or sending you a text. And then if you tap it again and go to the bell at the bottom, this means your sound is on and your phone is going to ring when people call you. So main thing you'll need to know, volume once, tap there, that's the vibrate, and there you go. Now the sound is back on. Okay, sorry to do that quickly. It's just that menu goes away fast, and I want to make sure you see exactly what I'm explaining. Now here's another thing. So if I hit the volume up button here, at the bottom there's three dots. Tap on the three dots and it's going to bring up the sound and vibrate menu, and that fast it just went away. 3 dots, there we go. So this is our sound menu, and it will allow you to control the different volumes on your phone. So for example, the first one is media volume, and that's when you're playing a video or a song, it's going to control that volume. Then you have your call volume, which will control how loud you can hear the person when you're on the phone. Then you have ring and notifications. This controls how loud the phone is going to ring and how loud the text message notifications will come through. And then at the bottom here we have our alarm volume, which is controlling the sound of your alarm. So you have different volumes for different things. You might be watching a video and you're trying to hear it louder, you'll pull that volume up. If you want to hear your calls louder, you'll control that. So that's how you control the different sound volumes. The reason I'm specifically going over this is because when you hit that volume up button, right now you see a little music icon in that bar, and that's telling you it's controlling the media volume. But if you say, hey, I want my phone to ring louder, then you have to specifically tap the volume up and then tap the 3 dots at the bottom and then pull the call volume or the ring up. So right here you can see these are the different icons. So when you see that icon, it means it's controlling the media volume. This volume means it's controlling the call volume. This is for ringtones and notifications, and that's for your alarm. So you want to make sure you move up the right volumes depending on what you're trying to do. All right, so those are our sound settings and how to navigate that menu. In this next section, I'll be going over how to make the font larger to make it easier for you to read text on the screen. So we're going to swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again, go to our settings wheel. From here, we're going to go to the display menu, and then from here, we're going to swipe up and tap on font size. And here you can use the little bubble in the center here and drag it to the right to make the text bigger, and we could drag it one more to make it even larger. So if you notice, now my text is going to be bigger. That's our first change. I'm going to hit my back button right here, and now you'll notice the menu is a lot larger and easier to read. Next, we're going to tap on the display size, and here we can also bring this up or to the right, and that will make our text larger as well. So this is what a text message chain would look like with the larger text, and that's the biggest right there. So you decide what makes the most sense for you, but I would definitely wanted to show this because the font size does come pretty small. So this is how you go in and make those quick adjustments to be able to read your screen easier. Okay, and we'll back out and go home, and you'll notice the titles under the apps are also going to be bigger now. So all the text is going to be enhanced. In this next section, we'll be going over how to send and receive text messages. This blue dot right next to the phone, this is your Messages app. And in this app here, you'll be able to send and receive messages. So to get started, you're going to tap on the Start Chat button right here. And you can either come up to the top here where it says type a name or phone number and tap. And then I can begin entering a phone number. If you have a name or a contact saved in your phone, you can just type in the person's name. Let's say you had your dad saved in the phone. You could type dad, and then it would bring up his contact information. Or to the right, you can tap on this little button here, which is your keypad button. It'll bring up the number keypad and make it easier for you to enter a phone number. So I can enter a phone number right here. I'm just going to put in a random number just for the sake of it. Random number. Okay. And guess what? Now we are set up to send a text message to this number here. And now I'm going to tap where it says text message, and it will bring up the keyboard and allow you to begin typing the message. Good morning. And it will begin to recommend things to say in your message at the top, so you can tap on these icons to add them right into the message. And after you've typed your message, hit the button, the SMS button here, to send the message. And there we go. We've just sent a text message. And then if we hit our back button here, we can back out of this message here. And now we're back on the main screen of the text messages app. So that's how you send a text message. And now I'm going to send a text to this number so you can see what it looks like. There we go. So I just sent a text. It just came through. Now I can tap on the message here, and now I can begin chatting with this person. I can tap on chat message right here. When you tap, it brings up the keyboard, hi, and then I can easily respond to the message. Now, what if I wanted to send a picture to this person? How would I do that? Well, right next to chat message, there's this little picture icon. If you tap on that, it will allow you to either do one of two things. I can go to my gallery, and so I would just tap on this button here and I can select a picture that I've already taken on the phone, or I can tap on this little white button here and it will actually open up the camera and allow me to take a picture to then send in the message. So here's my picture I just took. I'm going to tap attach, and it will add that picture into the message. And then I can simply tap on this SMS button, the send, to send off that picture. And that's how you text a picture. Now, if someone were to send you a picture and you wanted to download it to your phone, to do that, you would simply tap on the picture, and I'll show you in a second once this goes through here. So if I tap on a picture someone sent me, it'll bring up the picture nice and big, and I can tap on this button to the left. This is the download button, and it will download that picture to my phone. So that's how you download a picture from a text message and save it onto your phone. And that's it. That's the process to send and receive text messages. In this next section, we'll be going over how to sign into your email accounts. Now, I just signed into one email. I have a Gmail account, and that's what we use to sign in to use the Play Store. But you might have multiple email accounts you'd like to be signed into. So I'm going to walk you through that process. Now, this Gmail app here can actually be used for other email accounts aside from Gmail. So if you have a Yahoo or an AOL, you can actually sign into those using the Gmail app. So let's tap on Gmail. Tap got it. Now it's showing the first email that I signed into, but guess what? If you right here it says add another email address, I could just tap on that. And these are all the other email types I can sign into. So Outlook, Hotmail, Yahoo, Exchange, or Office 360. Now, one disclaimer, there is an option to do an other, sign to another email type, another email account type aside from these with this option, but it's a little hard to use. So I want to show you what to do if you have an email account that you don't see in the list right here, okay? Like I mentioned AOL earlier, but actually AOL doesn't show up as a prompt here. So here's what I would do. Hit your home button. We're going to go to the Play Store, and we're going to download another application that we can use to sign into our other email accounts. And here's the trick. So make sure at the bottom here you're on apps, and then tap where it says search for app. And all I'm going to type in is the @ symbol. So hit the number button in the bottom left corner and the @ symbol. And then you type in whatever your email account is. So for example, my email is at AOL. So I'm just going to type in at AOL and hit the search button, and then we can find an app that is specifically for using AOL, and here it is. This is the AOL app, and I can install this by tapping the green install button, and now I can use that app to sign into my AOL account and check my AOL emails. Now, I'm going to tap in the box here. I want to cover one more example. A lot of people have this email type, which is sbcglobal.net. So again, I'm just going to type it in the search, sbcglobal.net, hit the magnifying glass in the bottom right corner, and guess what? This is saying that we can use the Yahoo Mail app to sign into our SBC Global, and here is also a list of other apps that will work. So these couple, in my experience, I've used the email app. This is a good one here. I've used, let's see, what's another? Actually, I don't see a lot of the other ones I use. So yeah, I would say stick with this option here, email app. And this one, we can just hit install and you can sign in to that other email account using this app. Now, if we hit our home button, you'll notice every time we download an app, it's going to show up on this page. So I'm swiping from the home screen to the left, and these are the apps we just downloaded. So I can go to that email app here, or I can swipe up and find it in the app menu. And it's still downloading that one, so when it's finished, it'll show up in that menu. But our AOL app is already here, and I can simply tap on that, and then there will be a prompt for me to enter my AOL email address and password. Oh, in fact, for this one, you actually need to go to the bottom left and tap on inbox. And then where it says username, email, or mobile, tap here, and I'll begin entering my AOL email address. And that's it. So that's a quick rundown of how the email application works and how to sign into multiple email accounts at the same time. In this last section, I'll be going over how to take pictures and where to find the pictures after you take them. So, in the bottom right corner, you'll find your camera icon. Tap on the camera. Now, the first thing it will ask you is if you would like to use your location, because what it will do is if you hit while using the app, it'll actually organize your pictures by where you've taken the pictures. And this is great for if you want to go on a vacation or if you travel a lot and you want to organize your pictures by destination. You'll want to tap while using the app, because then it will group your pictures by location. I don't personally care for this feature, so I just hit don't allow, and it'll then take you right to the camera section. And from here, we can begin taking pictures. That white button at the bottom is going to be your shutter button. And right above the white button, you'll see 1x, 2, and 0.6. This is how you zoom. So if I wanted to zoom in, I'm going to tap the 2. And if I want to zoom out, hit the 0.6. And that'll allow you to get different angles using the different cameras on the back. If you want to jump around to use the selfie camera, you're going to tap on this button here. And you can begin taking your selfies. Tap this button again to rotate back to the front view. And a few other important things to note. So after you take a picture, if you want to see that picture, you can tap on this little circle to the right, and it will take you to the picture that you just took and allow you to flip through to the last few pictures you've taken. You can quickly delete or make edits right in this menu, or you can share it. If I hit the back button, it'll take me right back to the camera. Now I can shoot a video by tapping on video at the bottom, and notice our button shrinks down to a smaller white dot, and if I tap, the button is going to turn red when I'm recording the video. And then I can also take pictures while I'm recording video by simply tapping the white button here. So I can take my nice stills while I'm capturing the video. Hit that button to stop the video. And then all the way on this side, you have your night sight, which is for taking amazing photos at night. This is probably one of the best cameras for taking pictures at night. So you can tap on the night mode and it will adjust for low light. And then you have your portrait mode. The portrait mode is going to allow you to take those nice pictures where the person is clear but the background is blurry. That's the portrait effect. It's a little hard to do this if you're not taking a picture of a person, but I'm going to try it really quickly here and just have this be my main subject. And then I'm going to tap, I'm already on portrait, I'm going to tap the button in the center, and then we'll tap this button here to go back and look at the picture. And you can see the front of the picture is nice and clear, but the background and even the end of the device is blurred out. So that's how you use that portrait effect to kind of get more beautiful pictures. And watch as I zoom in. All this is clear, nice and clear, but the back is blurred out. So now we've taken our pictures and we've gone over kind of how to navigate that app, but how do we get to the pictures and how do we look at them later? We're going to tap on our photos icon. This is your photo app. That's where you'll find all the pictures you've taken on the phone. Now I highly recommend you do this. The first time you open this app, it's going to ask you if you want to turn on your auto backup, and I say definitely turn this on. And it'll ask you, do you want to save the pictures in their original quality, or if you want to do space saver, which is shrink them down a little bit. It just depends on your preference. If you're not going to print the pictures out really large, then I would go with the space saver option. But if you know you're taking pictures to then print out, I would say stick with the original quality. And then if you're not on unlimited data plan, if you only have a capped amount of data, you should turn this on, or keep this off, which means that it won't back up your pictures unless you're on Wi-Fi. So it won't drain any of your mobile data. So again, it says use cellular data when there's no Wi-Fi. So again, if you're on an unlimited plan, turn this on, because then it's going to always be backing up your pictures no matter what. But if you're on a limited plan, you don't want to drain up your data, turn this off. Okay? We're going to hit confirm and hit next to get to the main screen. And here are our photos right here that we just took. You can always tap on the pictures and zoom in and make adjustments. You also have your library here where it'll organize your pictures by folders. So camera pictures, this is what I downloaded from my messages. You can also tap create album to make your own album of pictures or move pictures from the main folder to a certain album. And that's it in a nutshell. All right, we have reached the end of our video. I know that was a long video, but I hope that was helpful. My goal in making this video is to help the person who is newer to either a Google phone or just newer to smartphones in general. So I hope that all that we went over was helpful and you feel more comfortable with your new device. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if the video was helpful. I always love to hear your thoughts. Hit that like button if it was helpful, and if you're not already a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. We will have a follow-up video coming where I'll be going over the simple setup tips and tricks, so how to set up your fingerprint sensor and other adjustments I would recommend you make to set the phone up and make it easier for you to use. So stay tuned for that video. Thanks again for watching. Take care, and as always, have a good one.